Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Today is August the 31st, 2018, and this is episode number 2 of my story, Finding the Right Doctor. I'm your host, Susan Hendrix. I'm so glad that you could join me on my second episode. I made it through the first one. Yay. Well, hope you had a chance to listen to the first episode. And the second episode, I'll be discussing everything I went through to try to find the right doctor to help me deal with the symptoms of lupus. So, hope this will be informative to you. And if you have a family member or a friend who may be experiencing a chronic illness, I hope that you would tell them about the show and let them listen. All right, now, so sit back, grab a cup of coffee, cup of tea, or your favorite wine, and let's get started. All right, we left off in the first episode in 2004, where I walked out of the doctor's office and told him I would not be back because he did not have enough common sense, and yes, I said common sense, to say, Miss Hendrix, I'm going to refer you over to someone else. But instead, he said, I don't know what to tell you, and I don't know what to do for you. So I walked out and told him I would not be back. Now, the steps that I went through, trying to locate the right doctor, I went to the internet. Yeah, I went through to the internet, and I did some research, and I had went to every hospital located here in Detroit looking for help. But instead of help, I was told it was all in my head, even though I had clinical documentation to prove what I was saying. I was told that it was all in my head. So the search continued. There was one hospital, though, that I struck gold with. And the reason why I said I struck gold, because I found the right doctor who took very serious measures when it came to the care of her patients. That doctor was located at the Harper Professional Building, located at the Detroit Medical Center here in Detroit. That physician's name was Dr. Patricia Dar. It was like that I had to go through everything that I went through just to get to her. There was light for me at the end of that tunnel. When I went to her office, Dr. Dar was very thorough with her patients and with me. I spent about an hour with her just doing the examination along with blood work and everything. And we talked. And the first words that came out of her mouth, does your family know that you're ill? I said no. Now, the reason why I said no, guys, is because during this time my mother had became ill. She was not at the last stages of her life yet. We took care of her at home as we did our father. And I did not want to put that extra pressure on my brother and sisters. So during this time, I had kept everything a secret, and I explained that to Dr. Dar. Okay, While I was going to Dr. Dar, I began to lose a lot of weight. I went down to 150 to 120, I believe. And if you did not know me, you would have thought that I was on drugs because that's how I looked. Lupus had affected my body that bad where I had dropped so much weight. Now let me explain to you. Lupus is not a one-size-fits-all chronic illness. Each individual will experience different symptoms from the other individual. And I think a lot of people get it mixed up that, oh, you can just do this or do that. It's a one-size-fits-all kind of illness. And I do believe the doctors, and I'm going to tell you the amount that I had seen until I hit my pot of gold with Dr. Dar. I had seen 12 doctors before I finally hit my pot of gold with Dr. Dar. 12 doctors. Now, all the while I was losing this weight, I knew that my sisters were looking at me kind of weird because they have never, ever seen me that size where I was almost like a stick. Even though I'm short in stature, I'm only 5'4", and it really looked bad on me. But I still kept it a secret. I let them think what they wanted to think. And, you know, during the time, I was still not going to tell anybody till after my mother had made her transition. This episode of my story is brought to you by Sheila Smith, the creator of The Right Side of 50, which is based out of the ATL. The Right Side of 50 is having a Sister to Sisters Women's Brunch November 17th, 2018. I am my sister's keeper. Tickets for this event will go on sale September 2018. Please go and follow on Instagram, The Right Side of 50. That's all one word. The Right Side of 50 for further details. Well, welcome back. Thank you, Sheila Smith, the creator of The Right Side of 50. Now back to my story. Months had passed by. My mother's condition had declined. November 2006, my mother passed. January 2007, I had an up-and-coming doctor's appointment with Dr. Dar. I called my sister. I said, you need to come with me to the doctor. She said, why? I said, just come with me to the doctor. I picked her up. We got to the Dr. Dar's office, and Dr. Dar entered the room. She said, Susan, I'm glad you brought someone with you. Who is it? I said, Dr. Dar, this is my sister Dolores. And Dr. Dar said, the formalities, a pleasure to meet you. Okay, Dr. Dar turned around to my sister and said, your sister is seriously ill. My sister's hand went over her mouth, a look of concern in her eyes. Dr. Dar said she has lupus. There is no cure for lupus. the only thing that I can do is to treat the symptoms so your sister can remain comfortable. My sister had further questions. Dr. Dar answered the questions. Dr. Dar also informed her that your sister also has underlying conditions which is caused by the lupus. My sister placed her other hand over her mouth. And after we left out of the office, my sister said, "This is why you lost so much weight." I said, "Yes." She said, "We thought you were on drugs." I laughed. I said, "The only thing that I get high on is life." She said, "I understand now. I understand why when you have a seat or you sit down, you would fall asleep." I said, "That is from the fatigue that is caused by the lupus." She said, "I understand, but you know we have to tell our brother and our other sisters." I said, "Okay, fine." I said, "You can do that." So we left out of the office, and she told the rest of the family what had happened. Well, guys, my time is up. I hope you enjoyed my second episode. And for all of those who are suffering with a chronic illness, never give up the fight. Keep fighting. You are a winner. Thank you for joining me. This is Susan Hendrix, your host of my story. I'll see you next Friday. If you've liked what you've heard so far, please leave a comment. I have thick skin. Tell me where I can improve on my show. I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you guys once again, and have a great weekend.
The podcast you just heard was made using Anchor. Ever thought about making your own podcast? Anchor makes it really easy for anyone to get started. It's a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing podcasts. Best of all, it's 100% free. Sign up now at anchor.fm/new. That's anchor.fm/new to get started.